The second very important pilot project that we have been trying is why mobile banking has not taken up, or why it is not going to the expected level. In the various forums, it has been decided that it has been found that the customer education is one of the important things which is preceding people to actually go for mobile banking. So we have taken that initiative, and one of the students has done a project on that. We have tried to do the pilot, and that will be also launched. So this is the number that is available with which it can be initiated. We will just later on. Next. So this is basically the mobile banking architecture which has been implemented in India, but we are trying to replicate all that what is available in this lab. So what we are going to show is there is a payer, there is a payee, and he is trying to do a payment transaction from one side to the other side. So both of them are linked to two different banks A and B, which is connected with the switch, which is basically the National Payment Corporation of India switch. So the settlement is done by the CCA. This is actually the mobile payment IMPS process, but we are trying to add several features on that, and we have tested with the symmetric key and asymmetric key testing features. So we are going to show that in very brief way. So this is already in operation. This is already in operation. We are actually building security for the computer using the WPK. And all this what we are showing is this mobile phone does not have a SIM. So he is trying to do a payment transaction from there to the router here, and from the router, which is basically a representative of the telco, from that it's going to the payers and bank. From that it is going. So we have three servers here representing three different banks, and all this flow is taking place through that. So this is a wireless router with which he is connecting. Now when he is sending this information, how the event messages can be tapped. With WPK, even if you tap that information, your messages are not going to be giving the complete information of what it contains. So this is actually mobile payment application on this device. What we are showing is the database of two banks, wherein you have several customers, which is basically the CPS of two banks. So Raja is one customer of A bank who is going to pay to a recipient of bank B. So his current balance is 8,995. What is using the mobile phone number and the MMID. So this is with respect to the payer. So he is the payer who is going to pay to the beneficiary. Please click that. So on his mobile phone, this is basically the application which is developed here at IDRBT, and we have put the elliptic cryptography algorithms, and execution is going to show. There are two options, MPS and WPK based MPS. We are just showing how WPK based MPS is working. So he is entering the various details of the payee. So as it is seen here, corresponding to Mr. Raja.
Sastry, since you said it doesn't work on a SIM, it basically presupposes that this IDRBT application is downloaded onto that.
Yes, it is downloaded. Yes. Of course, the normal IMPS we get from the banks.
That's right. I mean, just for this.
Yes. So he is basically entering these details of the payee. And entering the details of the payer. Yes. And the amount say it's 995. So this is what the message which is coming on the screen, which one need to verify before he gives the yes for transaction. Next. So now he is entering the MPIN given by his bank, so that authentication takes place and the message goes to your bank. Now when this message is traversing from his mobile to this particular router in a wireless medium, there is basically the snippers we have used to capture what is the message in an encrypted way and in encrypted way. What is that? We have tried to show the difference between the two, and which will make us feel that yes, when we are doing with a WPK based approach, then the encryption and the security is highly enhanced, which is also supported with respect to IDRBT. So the flow of transactions, what is happening is shown here. So what has emanated from the payer is received from the pay side, and so he gets basically a confirmation message with respect to the transaction. So this is what the is showing the invalid pay, but we have just simulated. Go to the next slide. If the correct pay is entered, then only it will accept, otherwise it won't accept. So we have shown with all the possible cases when invalid, what we have shown is now here is with valid customer. So the change we have tried to demonstrate. Now this successful completion of the transaction is shown here. Next, what is the change in the databases, so that we can know that corresponding databases in the respective banks, how the values have been incremented. For the payer, naturally the amount has decreased from 8,995 to 8,000 rupees. Next, this is for the pay beneficiary. So beneficiary was Shiva. His amount previously was 1,000. It has now been incremented to 1,900. Next. So this is without encryption when we are actually sending. So what are the issues? Through the sniffer, when we have captured, you can observe here, the pay's mobile number is very clear from the text what has been captured. But his MMID is also very clear. His MMID is also known. Then what is the amount? So this type of transaction, when it is going in an unencrypted way, one can capture through the sniffers from the place where actually one is doing the transaction. So we are suggesting that you should go for a very high level of security, but of course you require little higher end phones with crypto processors. But as we are moving forward, I am sure that the phones are going to become cheaper to also make it convenient for normal customers to adopt it. Next slide please. So this is with respect to the WPTI. So what this message is what we have captured when it is sent. Okay, this is actually a truncated message, as you can see. Go to next slide. This is actually the complete message. So even if somebody captures with a sniffer, he is going to get this type of message which does not give any meaning, and he cannot naturally retrieve what was the content of the information. So the complete confidentiality is maintained to that. Next. And second thing is we are actually trying to see how the mobile banking can reach to the normal customer. So in 2 languages we are doing the pilot, and we are planning to also implement this in all 22 languages in the schedule as per the schedule. So that every citizen in the country, in their native language, they should be able to at least know what is mobile banking, what security measures they should take to do this type of transactions. This is the design which we have done and we have implemented. You can see also with the mobile phone number that is mentioned here. You can give that mobile phone number, you can test that also. So next slide please. So what we conclude is basically this mobile banking security lab would help to evolve as a research center for mobile banking and security area, and it will support various R&D activities which will take the problems of the various banks in the future. Thank you. So we have the research team, of course we have various students here working their PhD and tech. So that's the plan.
They're all here.
They're all here.
Yeah.
All of them.